These are nice. They're Copperberg and hard apple premium cider. I think quite nice alcohol because there's 7%, which is quite a lot really for a can. They're usually about 4%, aren't they, or something? Or am I wrong? I don't know. Anyway, no, they're quite strong, but they don't have a bad effect on you. They just sort of send you to sleep. So if you're having trouble sleeping, you have I wouldn't say a whole can, maybe just a quarter, and it'll send you off to sleep, I think. But quite nice, refreshing. Copperberg. Don't cop an iceberg, cop a apple ciderberg. But yeah, other alcohol's more of a stimulant. I don't think it's got the stimulant part. It just sends you to sleep. So it's got the dopamine or the docile sort of effect. Whereas regular alcohol has kind of a methylated or something thing in it, some kind of thing in it, which isn't how that good. Like it keeps you awake, and whereas really you should be, sleeping. Sort of a party drug. Nice on a hot night, but I mean you should have water really. But I just felt like one tonight, so one of those. They weren't too expensive. They're like I think they're under $30 for 6, and they're big ones. So 440ml, kind of tall ones. Yeah, it's kind of rocket fuel. I went for another flight out to space and flew up to heaven for a while and saw the angels and just telling them what I'm going to do to Earth, They're all having a laugh. Bit of a laugh about it. I didn't look like this. I looked transformed, After transforming, I go to space, so can't quite do it. I nearly did it the other night fully, but just being watched, I can't do anything, It's being monitored up in space and all that. I can't do it, show that side of myself clearly. But it'll happen, once I sort of, I don't know, a girlfriend would really help my feelings and just that emotional support, will make it a much more nicer experience. I don't like to put all pressure on women. Like, I just think it's just nice having a girl around, having a girlfriend. She doesn't have to do anything. Just nice having her around, cuddling up and doing whatever. But, yeah, I always think it's nice. I grew up with girls like that. I used to hang around and sleep with them and stuff. And we didn't have sex. We were too young, but it was just nice having girls. I like growing up with girls and playing with them and that as kids. And I had male friends as well, but I was good having a girlfriend. I go swimming and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I was just having a laugh about that really up there with the angels and a bit of a rest for a while. I come back here and it was like my food was still hot on the table, so I ate that and just made some eggs and yeah, that was nice. Can't wait to be able to do it in person. I'll have to backflush myself out of the world so no one can see me. What do you want to call it? Sort of backflushing, sort of backing into it, and flipping off. And it's nice to go. I just like going forward, just seeing it all happen as I go. The transformation, everything as I just zip off like that. Like boom, just like seeing the transformation. It feels good. I feel like I do that sometimes, but I can't see it. It happens too quick. I can't let myself see that yet because I want to do it too much, and people around me here aren't ready. They're all a bit crazy or whatever. lacking faith, lacking interest. If I do it in front of someone, they'll shit themselves, you know. We've got to have a bit of warning. Especially if I bring my TIE fighter down, you know, which I wanted to do. And didn't know you'd get any responses. I don't know whether it's blocked or what, but it's nice how we get a bit embraced. You know, the pioneer of the world is myself. I just really want to be recognised as Prince of Peace, or, you know, who's Prince Charming of the story, you know. Groomed up, I look like Prince Charming or Christ or whatever. I'm a gallant horse and my white remnant, and flipping off to space a bit different. I probably do that every now and then, you know, just go up and spend time with the angels, but actually do it in person, not just have a memory. You know, the memory remains, but it's nice to experience it. But I'm just not quite up to that yet. I'm slowly getting to it. It might just be the case I get out there, I don't want to come back, so I've got to take it slow, you know. I've got to make sure everything's fine on Earth before I go up there, so I can come back and spend time here again. And I also have a nicer home. I've tried to make this place nice, but it's getting a bit cramped. It feels a bit cramped. I like open spaces, and I love when those beach villas all opened out. It'd be nice to have a big cinema in the patio, and everyone can just sit on the floor or sit on little chairs or something, or little soft cushions or something. And I saw a house down the street tonight. I was walking Trigger for his wee, and they're all in there having a good time. And I just thought, I just wish I had that for myself at home, you know. You know, just people living around you, or people who come over every night and have dinner and have good conversation, have that bit of life in the house, you know. It's all sort of stuff here, you know. I've got a fish, I've got Trigger, but it's just not the same as having friends and friends on my level who have the same energy, you know. I've got some friends who are a bit slow off the mark, but maybe they'll catch up, you know. Maybe they'll, you know, I'm trying to encourage them to get better, and it'll be good having them around if they're feeling a lot better, you know. It's nice to have them here, but it's just when they're not well, it's just a bit of a burden. You can't sort of enjoy yourself too much. But it'd be nice if I found some other friends who have some good energy. I've got so much energy to release, all my love feelings and everything, which would make my Superman look a lot nicer. He look very soft and gentle, and my baby skin with soft rose petal cape and stuff, and I'll smell like roses flying around if I was in love. But yeah, I just wanted to make that point. I'd like to be recognised Prince of Peace, and then everyone else can receive their interesting things. What I want to do for Earth is just make everyone a bit more happier and give everyone a bit more of the good stuff. You know, I'm not taking anything away. I don't do that. But you know, there's other alternatives to hurting people, deceiving people. There's another life up ahead that's a bit better. You know, a bit more resilient to that kind of thing. Not little kids, you know, getting hurt and stuff. These angels are like kids, but they're adults, and they're much more responsive to adults, you know, in terms of all that stuff, which are nice, which would be a lot better than raping and hurting little kids, you know. But that said, you know, politicians, that all end up majors and things, you know, with the big roles to play, you know, look really nicely done up with a lot of servants, and you know, all the kings and that. You know, King Charles, and he'd be sort of more of an emperor and have a bigger role to play. I just think me as Prince of Peace would be just the right fit in the middle there. I've always felt like the middle rung, and all the others sort of a bit up the noses at the top somewhere. I'm a bit more down to earth, a bit more in touch with both sides. I may not look at it all the time. It's just for my living spaces. I'm not recognised as Prince of Peace. I'm not married, so you don't see it as a gallant handsome prince riding on his horse. And I could just ditch all that and just think, all right, I'll just be an artist and just bum around. And there's no meaning in that for me. This is where the meaning's at. The purpose in my life is to be a pioneer and push the boundaries of space. And space design, I've really changed the way we design spaceships. It's not apparent yet to everyone, but, I'm doing stuff out there all the time to improve things. And I do it the right way with, I have the rights to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here talking to you. I'd be in some jail or something by now, And I'm sure the authorities know about all my rants on Facebook and things I'm doing, and if there's pictures. And if there isn't, well, it's a fantasy of my mind and no harm done, is there? But as the old saying goes, a picture paints 1,000 words. It's if I show a spaceship, it's worth more than all these stupid videos. It's if I fly one down the main street and get my sister or my mum or some friend to film it and then show that on here, it's worth a bit more than just me talking about it and someone else doing it and I can't ever see it. So what's the worth in that if I can't get to see the videos? I'm sure there's something out there. I feel the response. They can't come from nowhere. Anyway, it happens so quickly that it's just like a blink of an eye and I hear a cheer and a shout and all of a sudden I'm back here and I'm like, oh. Of course, people see me and go, oh, that's not him, I don't think. It doesn't look like him, does it? It's the old Clark Kent Superman thing where it looked nothing like the... So I think in the movies, they use the glasses, They don't use a transformational effect, like Clark Kent or the human being can be anyone, really. It could be a girl, transformed to Superman. There's no right or wrong form for me to be. This is just the one I fit into my environment with because there's a story, a structure. I've been through the mental health. I've been in recovery. I've got the weight on. I eat. I don't have to be that way. I could change all that overnight. But this is the person I want someone to see value in and recognise and say, I think you're wonderful, and if that doesn't happen, it'll be disappointing, but I hope someone sees the value in that and then they can marry Superman and go from there, but show them all the spaceships. There's so much more you can really build out there. Space isn't the final frontier in I suppose, it is in a way. The idea that once you're in space and you've done all that, you sort of can do anything, I suppose, is the final frontier in terms of what's achievable. After that, anything's achievable if you can do that. You've almost achieved the impossible, really, because as a human being, you can't do that in space. You end up becoming a machine to survive the journey. So to turn into a Superman to survive that journey is the only way, really, because you got to pack away your human body, which is mortal. You can't have a mortal body and expect to survive in space for 1,000 years, travelling around. And that's some of our odysseys out there are probably 1,000-year long journeys. We were just doing all sorts of stuff forever, a bit like a Star Trek series. You think it's never going to end, do you? It just keeps going on and on and on with new characters, and it's like Days of Our Lives, I suppose, in space. But I hope to make it a bit more interesting. Find things, find new species, and meet new people. It's about getting out, meeting new species, and I can talk dog to my dog now. Like I know dog language, and I'm learning new things. Trigger's a bit shocked when I talk dog to him. He's like, "What? You can talk dog?" He creeps away a bit quietly and sits in his bed, and he sits there happily. Like, starts panting at me like, "Oh, that's pretty cool, pretty cool. I can't talk your language though. It's a bit unfair." So, well, keep trying, Trigger. Keep trying. One day you will. It's Crypto or someone. You'll find the way, It's all pretty harmless, all my ideas. They're just to make things a bit better, If I wasn't bothered by people, no one would get any bad karma from me, It's basically what you're putting in to me is what you're going to get back. So I put out love all the time. That's all I send out. So if you're willing to reciprocate love, you'll just get love back, and usually just respect and giving you space and giving you time. And unless I'm married, I'm not going to do anything to you, you know. So it's just a case of meeting, talking, going out, hanging out, and you know, if you want to take it further, then that's taking the next step. You're sort of making it more personal. But yeah, being impersonal is fine by me. Just meeting once in a while and hanging out, and until I meet the right one, I can be personal with. But anyway, rabbiting on a bit. 15 minutes. No one wants long videos, so I'll finish there. Megadeth. Just a night. I like this t-shirt. Pretty good. It's got the American flag on it though, which is looks a bit sinister or something. It's just I got. It's the only t-shirt this size I could get for the concert. So I went to see the concert a couple of years ago. And I hadn't been to a concert in ages. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'm going Metallica at the end of the year. That'll be fun. So yeah, I like music. I like my music. So just got a ticket by myself, but they're all sold out. So I had to go to Adelaide. So that'll be fun. I think it'll be good having travelling, a bit of travel, and get out of this neck of the woods. And yeah, anyway, catch us later. Rock on.